What up, what up, what up, people? It's your boy Marv, and this is The Nerds in the Hood. Back at you again. We're doing it big, baby. Your boy's here. Have no fear. Anyway, this is a show we do where we talk our talk. Basically, for all you fellow nerds in the hood who see that now is the perfect time to come out of hiding. It's all right to be a nerd. Everybody's rocking with what we doing, what we watching, what we talking about. So let's talk about it. So, as you've already seen, we've done a summer movie showcase. We've done a summer TV showcase where we talked about the best and worst and most underrated and most overrated in terms of television as well as movies, because this was that time. And I think no end of summer recap could be complete without a look at some anime. Now, again, as I told you in the TV one, if you saw the TV one, remember, I don't have the time to watch all of these. I love what I do. I love this podcast. I love this show. But I don't have the time to watch everything. I'm an adult. That adulthood hits hard. If I did this, if anime and streaming services came out when I was like 20, yeah, that's right. I'm not 20 anymore. If it came out when I was 20, whoo, Lord, I would have had all the time in the world. I would have been watching everything. Or even 15. I would have had a better show because I would have been like, yeah, I finished my homework. I'm about to knock out all of this. You know what I mean? We all would have had that. But here we are. This is life. We can't always have nice things. So I'm going to talk about some of the most slept on anime and some of the most overrated anime of this year and some of the best new shows that I've seen. Again, I ain't see them all. I ain't see Oshinoko season 2. I didn't see it. Not going to lie to y'all. I'm sure it was fire. If it is, that's cool. But I don't have High Dive. I know that was a show that was on High Dive. I don't know if it moved off High Dive. But I know I don't have High Dive, so yeah. Anyway, for starters, one of the best new shows of the summer to me was The Elusive Samurai. I did not finish the show. Again, bear with me. This is going to be a repeating pattern, and I don't care. I did not finish the show, but what I do know is that it was a really good show. The art style was very, very nice. I am still currently watching it. Unless it did finish, then hey, it is what it is. But I also was reading the manga before, so I was very well aware as to what was happening. And I knew it was from the same person who gave us Assassination Classroom. So I already knew that was going to be pretty cool because I love Assassination Classroom. Long story short, I'm not going to sit here also and explain the anime to you neither. All I am asking is if you do hear these animes, check them out. Check them out. I don't want to sit here and do a whole thing because when there's a fun fact about us nerds. When there's a show that we like, whether it's anime or non-anime, we're going to explain it to you. We're going to break stuff down so you kind of get it going in. You know what I mean? We're going to make sure the getting is good. We're not just going to sit there and go, well, yeah, check it out. It's about a guy who saves a princess from a castle. No, we're going to go, well, he came from the town of such and such, and then he went over here, and then he went and trained with these guys and came back to these guys, and then the goons came to the house. We're going to tell you all that. That's just what we do because we want you to share the same excitement that we have for the show, for the movie. We want you to share that excitement. We want to share it. We want you to feed off of that energy and just be hyped with us. Like, yeah, this show is fire. That's how we are. That's how we are, and that's how we always gonna be. Anyway, but yeah, that was one of my favorite new shows. My other favorite new show was Rising Impact. I've said this before, and I will say it again. This is one of the best new sports shows, but it's also one of the best new animes. This was a really cool show, and it's about golf. I don't think we've ever had a golf anime. I've seen a lot of sports anime from the regulars like basketball, baseball, tennis, and football to ones that I wouldn't even expect like badminton and volleyball. So to get a golf one, yes, it's about damn time, but thank you for letting it be good. And this was also made by the guy who made Seven Deadly Sins, and you'll see why when you see the show. There is a character who's named after one of the Seven Deadly Sins characters. I'm not going to say no names. Anyway, but those two were good. Now, I'm going to give a special one to Still on the Fence about, because I only saw one episode and I didn't get back to it because time and adulting. And that one is called Terminator Zero. That's what it is? Yeah. The Terminator anime, basically, on Netflix. The first episode looked pretty good. The animation was cool. The art style is fire. The art style we've seen before from production IG, like they do their thing all the time. So I liked what I was seeing. I just need more time. And there's only 8 episodes, so I can knock these out. I just have to get the time to knock these out. I think it's safe to say that Netflix is making a strong case to be the next best anime streaming service outside of Crunchyroll. Because Hulu is doing their thing too. Don't get it twisted. Hulu had some bops. They had some vibes that came through to their streaming service. But Netflix has been throwing a lot of heat our way. And I am loving it. One streaming service that is still looking like it's trying to find its way is Max. Max, to me, is it's half and half. Because here's the thing. These animes aren't really theirs. They're not really original anime. They just have the license to stream it. Whereas Netflix is like, no, this is our anime now. Hulu's like, this is our anime now. You're only going to see it here. Max is kind of in that boat, but they just ain't really hitting with their animes. It's been a rough one for Max. Suicide Squad Isekai was very half and half because isekais are about transporting characters to a fantasy world that probably shouldn't be in that fantasy world. But this was the first time I watched the isekai and go, what good is these characters in this fantasy world? And we already tried this with Batman Ninja. So to try it again was kind of like, did we really need to though? I don't know. I don't think so. No. I don't know. It wasn't really my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean it was trash. It just meant like this could have been better, but to me it just wasn't that good. And that's okay. And Max probably was the weakest of all the streaming services with their anime. Because of that, My Adventures with Superman season 2 was pretty cool. I still feel like it's a half and half anime because I don't think they're claiming it as an anime. We're just calling it an anime because of the art style. But I feel like it's an anime. It's a Superman anime. But I'm gonna go ahead and just jump to the chase. There is one anime they debuted, and it's on Max now, and it is quite possibly not only the worst anime of the summer, not only the worst anime of the year, it might be one of the worst anime ever made. I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it a buck. And that is Rick and Morty, the anime. Oh boy, this anime was not that good. I watched the first episode and it gave me such Fooly Cooly vibes, meaning that it was weird and random. And I was like, if that's the route they're going, that's fine. But it just couldn't get any better over time. It could not get any better. It just kept getting weirder. And it just, I don't know. The voices, they tried to make them sound similar to the cartoon, but they didn't want it to go fully sounding like the cartoon. It just, woof. I'm gonna circle back around to this. Because there's something I want y'all to wait till the end of the episode. There's something that I got to get off my chest. And I'm going to aim this directly at Max and Adult Swim. I'm going to come back to that. But speaking of that, I think Demon Slayer came out in the summer. If it did. If it didn't, it was borderline. But either way, I'm going to give the most disappointing new seasons of an anime to Demon Slayer. And what was the other one? It was Jeez. Okay, I'm about to come back to that. But I know Demon Slayer was one of the most disappointing seasons of an anime. Oh, and Tower of God. So for Demon Slayer is always going to be off the hook to certain fans because they're going to be like, oh yeah, I had a bad season, but it was just like the budget or the anime or because the manga is running out of chapters. Yeah, miss me with that bull. But what I do know is for Tower of God, this was your second chance. Demon Slayer has been around for a few years. You have not. You're a great manhwa or mangwa, whatever, but the anime ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing on the anime. Season 1 was okay. Season 2 was very disappointing. People are pissed. This is Promised Neverland levels of anger when it comes to this type of thing. And what I mean by that, for you non-anime fans who are watching this, first off, thanks for watching, by the way. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll answer your questions. But what I mean by this is the fact that season 1 of The Promised Neverland was so promising, to use that pun, but it was good. we were liking it. We were liking where we were going. We were wanting more. And then season 2 was like, how did we get here? What is this? I'm so confused. I'm so lost. This is whack. I don't like this. And here we are. Here we are, disappointed, upset, not feeling what we got. And we're getting that with Tower of God season 2. For me, with Demon Slayer, it started getting that way in the Swordsmith Village arc. But now, with this Hashira training arc, good thing they go into the movies, because I don't know if they can do another season. If they do another season and that season is trash, they lost all their fans. Unless it's a hardcore fan who feels that Demon Slayer is the GOAT. Then that's just delusion. So anyway, those are the most disappointing new seasons. I'm not sure if I have a new anime that was a disappointment. I don't think there was one that I could... I know there was some, and people are saying that. I think it was that the one about Elisa hides her feelings in Russian. But that's me just going off of the fact that I don't really... Slice of life animes are cool, but I just never care for the rom-com ones. So I'll reserve judgment on that. I'm not going to sit here and automatically say it was whack, but I just always heard a lot of people not feeling it. You know what I mean? The internet is a buzz. It is a buzz. But to me, I don't think there was a best anime of the summer. People are going to have to make those conversations, and everything is going to be subjective. Because there might be an anime that you felt was the best of the summer, and another person would just be like, it was all right. So my opinions will always be my opinions, but I don't think I could ever pinpoint one that's the best. That's how humble I am about the situation. But I will say that the best new ones, at least, not the best overall. Like I said, some of the best new ones were that. Some of the best returning ones were the ones that I said. I also like the fact that Konosuba came back and was just as funnier as it was prior to its hiatus from season 2. Konosuba is a wonderful... I thought it was a parody, but now I realize it's just a goofy show. Best new debut also, if I didn't say it, is Restoria, Wands and Swords. Woo! The animation on that is fire. And the fight scenes are really good. And that one also is like a mixture of things. It's a mix of like Mashal and Black Clover and a regular Magic High School and Harry Potter. It's like you're throwing all of these magic shows into one, and you're using the same element that Black Clover did, where there's like a kid that just doesn't have magic, but he's nasty with the sword and he's strong. And for some odd reason, I don't know why, but it works so well. But forgive me, folks. I'm watching all of these new shows, and I'm trying to watch the continuing shows. I'm even watching old shows. Right now, I'm watching Flame of Recca, which was a show that came out in the 90s. I'm just trying to go through the motions on everything of anime. So I'm just saying that to say that it was a good summer for anime. I'm sure there's some that I'm missing shout outs on, and if I am, people forgive me. Like I said, I'm adulting. But anime did their thing this summer. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with the fall, which brings me to my next point. This fall, we have a lot of new heat coming out. Dragon Ball is going to try again to make a good show with Dragon Ball Daima. We got Dandadan, which is going to be great. The movie came out over the summer, but you found out later it wasn't a movie. It was just the first 3 episodes. Got him. We got some heat coming out. But more specifically, there's one show I'm zeroing in on. One show. And that is Uzumaki. The Ito joint. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all seen the commercials, if y'all seen the trailers online, y'all know what I'm talking about. Uzumaki is going to be a horror anime, which is going to premiere, if I'm right, tomorrow and go throughout the month of October. And it's either going to end by Halloween or end by November. But either way, it's going to go throughout the month of October. A new episode every week. I should be hype. Everything I saw about the trailers were hype. Everything I saw about the commercials when I was watching Adult Swim had me hype. I was ready for this. But there's one thing holding me back. One thing, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Adult Swim's track record with anime. Now, don't get me wrong. They've got One Piece. They got Naruto. They got Demon Slayer. They got Attack on Titan. But those aren't their original anime. Those are anime that they got the license to play on their programming block. Shenmue, Rick and Morty the anime, My Adventures with Superman, I think it was I forgot, the Pirate Princess joint, Foolie Cooley's reboot. Those are Adult Swim original anime. And there are some that I'm not saying, but those are the ones that off the top of the dome I remember. And outside of My Adventures with Superman, really, in my opinion, all of those are just not good. They were not good. I just said Rick and Morty was bad, but the rest of them were not good. My Adventures with Superman is actually not that bad. And if it is bad, then we'll just say it's not an anime. But anyway, it's just that Adult Swim's track record with original anime content has been very lackluster. So it makes me very hard to go into this anime with great feeling that it's going to be fire. Because these commercials can be very misleading and tricky. So please, everybody, if you've seen Rick and Morty, if you've seen The Pirate Princess, if you've seen Shenmue, take this with a grain of salt. If you were let down by the fact that you loved the original Foolie Cooley, but not was feeling the sequel series, then take Uzumaki with a grain of salt. I'm not sitting here telling you it's going to be trash. I'm not sitting here telling you it's going to be underwhelming. And I'm not sitting here telling you it's going to let you down. But what I am saying is, let's wait until we finish the show. Let's wait until all the episodes play out so we can say that this is the best anime of the year. Because if we can remember one thing, earlier this year, Adult Swim gave us the biggest hope, the biggest hope that they can do this when they did Ninja Kamui. When they gave us those first 2 episodes and the action was so fluid and vivid and everything was happening so wonderful, we said, oh my gosh, this might be one of the best animes of the year. This might be one of the best animes of all time. And then they got to like episode 4 or 5 and they was doing the mech suits and they was fighting with the clumpy 3D animation. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, this was bad. 12 episodes, only 3 fights were worth watching, and everything else was terrible. One of the worst downfalls of an anime I've ever seen. Worst collapse. I've seen anime start good and some just do bad towards the end, but I've never seen something start so amazing and end so trash. Oh my gosh. So I'm warning you, Adult Swim. Uzumaki is your last chance. This anime better be fire. Mark my words. If you mess this up, I'm going to be online flaming, talking about no more Toonami. I don't care, because we got streaming services now. We don't need to watch One Piece on Adult Swim anymore. We don't need to watch Naruto because it already finished. We don't need to watch anime on Adult Swim no more unless Uzumaki slaps. If Uzumaki ain't fire, oh my gosh. I'm telling you right now, Adult Swim, you got one chance. This is your last chance to make some fire anime content. Oh, Lord. Praying for y'all. I'm praying. Because to make Rick and Morty and Ninja Kumai in the same year and both of them be doo-doo, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. So last chance, y'all. With that being said, thank you for watching the Nerds in the Hood end of summer anime special. If you like what you saw, please like, share, subscribe to Nerds in the Hood. Hit us up in the comments. I am very active. I write back as soon as I can. So don't think you're just writing something and I'm just sitting there like, oh, well, that's nice, and I don't read. So jot it down in the comments. Hit us up. Follow us on all social media using the link tree below in the description. Check us out. Check out the other content we have. We got a lot of cool things involving anime as well as other clips from the show. In the meantime, in between time, it's your boy Marv Lat, and I'm going to catch y'all when the fall anime drops. Peace. You've been warned, Adult Swim. I'm watching you. You've been warned. I'm literally going to be watching you because of Uzumaki. Peace.